Hello everyone. Today's topic is arteriosclerosis. So you can see in the name there is a term arterio, that means arteries. So by this you can put little idea that it may be something related to the arteries. Then see to the next slide. In the diagram you can see here the diagram of arteries. There is two arteries are present. In this one artery you can see here yellowish formation, that is plaque, and in one artery you can see the layers of the arteries have got thickened. So this is what arteriosclerosis mean. Due to these two conditions, either plaque formation or the arteries become thick, the blood is not able to flow through the arteries, and so the heart does not get proper amount of blood to pump. Now we'll see the introduction. Arteriosclerosis refers to the thickening and hardening of the medium or large arteries. Atherosclerosis is a form of arteriosclerosis in which cholesterol deposits line the inner wall of the artery. As you have seen in the diagram, there is a yellow formation present on the first diagram. That is what cholesterol formation, or you can say plaque formation, that narrows the arterial wall. So this is our arteriosclerosis. Now we'll see the definition. In definition of arteriosclerosis, arteriosclerosis refers to a group of disorders which cause the thickening, hardening, and loss of elasticity in arterial wall. So due to this plaque formation or hardening of the arteries, there is thickening, hardening, and loss of elasticity in which the artery is not able to serve its function. So the function of the artery is to carry the blood to the whole part of the body, especially heart. So when this hardening, thickening happens to the artery is not able to do its desired work. Then we'll see the risk factors. So there are obviously two types of risk factors: modifiable and non-modifiable. Modifiable is that what you are doing by yourself, you are making it to happen, and non-modifiable is that is there is no contribution of yours. It is automatic, or you can say it is genetic. So in modifiable risk factors, nicotine, that is use of tobacco, smoking or chewing. Then diet, contributing to hyperlipidemia, that is diet rich in carbohydrate and fat. Then hypertension, diabetes, stress, sedentary lifestyle. So these are modifiable risk factors. Now we'll see non-modifiable risk factors. In that, it is age. Generally we go for the old age. Then gender, mainly male. Then family history. In family history, if anybody is having, there is chances of other members to obviously to get those disease. Then we'll see the clinical manifestations. What you're going to notice if the patient is having arteriosclerosis. The clinical signs and symptoms resulting from the arteriosclerosis depends on the organ of tissue or tissue affected. The consequences of the arteriosclerosis are myocardial infarction, ischemic heart diseases, cardiovascular accident, subarachnoid hemorrhage may result, peripheral arterial disease, and aneurysm. So these are the symptoms you can see in the patient. These are rather disease conditions. You cannot mention them as symptoms, because this arteriosclerosis gradually turns into a big condition that is categorized under cardiovascular disease condition. So these you can see here. Then we'll go for the diagnostic investigations. So in that you can go for the blood test. In that you will check for the lipid profile, then ECG, then chest X-ray, echocardiogram, ankle brachial index, angiography, and stress testing. So these are the tests to be performed that will help you to know about the arteriosclerosis in the patient. Then we'll go for the management. In management, we'll give the patient anti-cholesterol medication that will prohibit the formation of cholesterol in the patient. And so we will give to the patient tablet atorvastatin, that is 10 milligram. Then antiplatelet medications will be given to the patient that will not allow the blood to get thickened. So we'll be giving tablet aspirin 75 milligram. Then thrombolytic therapy will be given to the patient. Same, it will not allow the blood to get thickened, and so the blood can be easily flown through the arteries. Then beta blockers will be given to the patient, that is metoprolol, atenolol, and propanolol. Then angiotensin converting enzymes inhibitors will be given, that is enalapril, that is 2.5 milligram or 5 milligram. Then calcium channel blockers, that is tablet amlodipine 2.5 milligram, 5 milligram, or 10 milligram dose can be adjusted according to the blood pressure. Then diuretics will be given, that is tablet furosemide. Diuretics will help the body not to restore the liquids. Then we go for the surgical management. In surgical management, you can go for the angioplasty. Angioplasty will help the vessels to, angioplasty will help the artery to get back to its shape, which is a surgical procedure. In this, a catheter will be inserted to the blocked arteries that will help the artery to regain its normal size, and that will allow the blood to flow through it. Then we'll go for the endarterectomy. Endarterectomy is a surgical procedure that will help us to cut down the plaques formation in the arteries, that will remove the plaques and the blood can be flown. Then we can go for the bypass surgery. In bypass surgery, a tube will be inserted into the arteries that will keep him in normal shape, that will allow the blood to flow. Then we can go for the nursing management. As you know, nursing management, patient dietary pattern and overall comfort will be checked by the nurses will be planning according to the patient's condition. So you can go for the diet modification, that then you can go for the regular monitor of the weight, and you can help the patient not to smoke. You can give him health education regarding smoking. Then regular medical checkups will be planned by the nurses. Then avoid stress, will try to help the patient to avoid stress with the diversion therapy. So in today's class we have seen about the arteriosclerosis, that is somewhat similar to atherosclerosis. In arteriosclerosis, we can mainly see the hardening, thickening and loss of elasticity in the arterial walls, that does not allow the blood to flow through the body. And we have seen the risk factors. Mainly in risk factors we have seen modifiable and non-modifiable risk factors. Then we have seen the clinical manifestations. In clinical manifestations, the arteriosclerosis mainly leads to cardiovascular disorder, that are myocardial infarction, ischemic heart disease, cardiovascular accidents, subarachnoid hemorrhage, then peripheral artery disease, aneurysm. And we have seen the diagnostic tests, and we have seen the medical management that will be given to the patient to overcome the symptoms. So that's all for the today's class. Thank you to all the students.